Hello, Capricorn. I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with your reading, what you need to know for September. So if there's anything important going on in September, it will be here. Anything that you need to know. We're starting off first with the High Priestess and the Ten of Pentacles. All right. I get the sense that something is going to feel really good emotionally for you, or like in your soul. You can be feeling like you are connecting with something that is highly valuable to you. So it will be something specifically for you that feels important. And Ten of Pentacles can be like something arriving or there being a recognition. It will be based off of what you've already put in. So this will be something that comes to fruition based off of what you've been investing in and what you already recognize as being valuable and important. This also feels safe. This feels stable. Having High Priestess and having Ten of Pentacles, it's like I feel solid within my heart. I feel secure. And also Ten of Pentacles is feeling like something is really ideal and feeling safe within that, of like this is something that I have that means something to me. This is something that I'm connecting with that feels like this is what I've been searching for on a level. So there's going to be an area of your life that you will really feel like that. Like, this feels really good. I'm really happy with the way that I've like utilized my energy to allow for grounds for this within my life. I'm also too seeing King of Swords. So this can mean that you're in more of a cerebral energy. During September, there can be like more chatting, more figuring stuff out, more thinking about things. You can feel more social. Can be more people that you're connecting with, or important conversations that you're having. It also looks like fun too. Interesting. Having King of Swords feels important, but I want to first talk about Knight of Wands and Eight of Cups. What this can mean is that if there was something that you were doing, whether it be like a pattern, a habit, a way of behaving or making choices, Knight of Wands can be like someone around you, but more than anything, Knight of Wands is the part of you that may have been doing something for a quick thrill. And having Eight of Cups can be a recognition of that not really being the vibe for you anymore. So whether this be like somebody around you that you're like, yeah, it's fun initially when they come around, but I'm looking for something deeper and I feel like that's not really there. It can be a time when that comes to light. Or if you were doing something like that, where there was something that you were doing where there was like some type of instant gratification, or just doing something and not really thinking about it, and then later being like, I kind of regret that, or I do it always with this intention of feeling something deeper, and then I don't end up finding that, or I don't end up feeling that. And so realizing like, why do I keep doing this behavior then? And then you're going to correct it and you're not going to do it anymore. So this is going to be that recognition of, I want growth in this area of my life and I'm not feeling satisfied with it. It feels like a behavior modification to me. Having King of Swords means you mentally like needing to realize this, because it's something that you have to bring into a place where you're consciously paying attention, because it could have been something more unconscious that you were doing and then not feeling good about it, but not thinking about it and not realizing. And this is a time when, because of you being in a state that feels very clear mentally, it seems like you look at something and you realize there's a redundancy to it, and it just feels like a cycle of like, do this really quick, don't think about it, and then don't feel good about it, or do this without thinking, or I'm gonna feel good in a moment about it, And then long-term moment, I don't feel good about it. And so there's going to be it looks like a recognition of a cycle that you don't want to be doing anymore. So that also is something that's going on too. It can even be engaging with someone in a certain way where like you really are looking for, there's something specific that you're looking for that feels like that's what clarifies things. Because if you didn't have a preference here and you didn't have a need here, this wouldn't be happening. But you have a specific need here, you have a specific preference, and something that you either do or engage within is not really meeting you there. And you can even be saying, if this has to do with another person, you can be saying that to them. Like, I don't like how you just come through when you need something, when I'm looking to connect, and then you just like bounce, you know? It can be like that type of thing. It doesn't only have to be with another person though. Like, this can be with your own behavior. You could have been doing something that felt like instant gratification, this feels good, but then yeah, you know, sometimes when we can like sublimate by doing things, well, actually, I feel like sublimate wouldn't even be a good word here. Knight of Wands in this context feels like doing something that can feel good in a moment, and then that thing that was motivating you to do it, you realize this isn't the way for me to experience that. It's like you have a certain craving and you eat something and then it doesn't satisfy the craving, and then you realize like, oh, every time I eat that, I do it with the intention of satisfying the craving, but then it doesn't actually. It's like that. This can be something that you're catching on to, but it could have been something that you weren't aware of before. Many different reasons why that can be, because it does look like in an instant gratification way you were getting something out of it, but not in like a deeper way. I even get like a scrutinizing energy with the High Priestess and Judgment, because you can be reflecting on something emotionally. I wonder too if because you're in a situation where something is really resonating with you and really feeling good, if there can be another situation that you're seeing pales in comparison and doesn't live up to that standard. And so that can be giving you context, something that's going really well for you, it can be giving you context for another area of your life that feels like cheap in comparison. Taking a closer look at what you're investing in. Because I'm seeing you have goals here. I think you're also going to be speaking from the heart as well. Maybe in a bit of a more transparent way. Maybe more direct. I feel like there's a sense of ownership, a sense of responsibility that I'm getting here. Yeah, Judgment and Ten of Pentacles is you sizing up what feels valuable to you within your life, and it can be like goals or things that you like. It can also be things that you dislike, and it can also be things that take you away from goals that you have. And it can also be looking into emotional attachments that you have to things that you've invested in that may not be giving you the types of results that you want. I do feel like there's an emotional component to this, because starting with the High Priestess, which is the moon, and then ending this part over here with Eight of Cups, I do feel like it has to do with stuff playing out within your life, but majorly about how you're feeling about things. And if things are sort of meeting your maybe emotional or like even soul requirements, if you want to go deeper than just saying it's emotional, you know? Like, what are your energetic requirements that you have here? And it does look like something doing something a certain way like is not really meeting that standard. And it could have been something where because you weren't looking at it, you kept doing it again and again. And now can be a time when you actually recognize that, like, why do I keep doing this? I always do that. I always feel disappointed by it, or like never lives up to my expectation. It feels good in the moment because maybe even there's that potential, and then it like never reaches that potential. So why do I keep doing that? And you could feel like your time is better spent elsewhere. Having King of Swords and then having Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about what you want in your heart. It's about what your soul whispers to you when you tune in. And King of Swords is the part of you that's going to problem solve when it comes to this. So there's the, I'm tuning in here and I'm making a connection here, and there's something going on within the process where I'm realizing things, where I'm understanding things that maybe weren't available to you before. Maybe it just wasn't the time to be looking into those things. Now it feels like there's going to be, even if you don't take action on it immediately, it feels like recognition is important. Like there being this conscious understanding. This can be long-term goals that you're looking at too. Thinking about what you want. This shift is going to change something important because it feels like it's going to impact what's been currently getting your energy, what you've been giving it to. I get this feeling of like I want to expand and I'm ready to go into the unknown of what that would be rather than this familiar thing that is not living up to what I need it to. Because I get this thing of, even though like Five of Cups isn't here, I feel like that's part of the process within this of like something may initially be like flashy or interesting or like draw your attention, does not live up to the standard or the expectation or the need that you have, and then that being something cyclically that was going on. And Eight of Cups feels like there being a sense of recognition of that process. I'm taking a look at it. I'm seeing that this has just been a cyclical thing, and now I'm gonna like take a stand, you know? Now there's an awareness. Now this has been a pattern long enough so I can recognize what's been going on. And I get this sense of like, there's growing emotionally that's happening. There's growing intuitively that's happening. There's growing spiritually that's happening. And it feels like you're at that point where you're ready for that. And so that's what's going to happen. Like you don't want to keep doing the same thing. You've already gotten to a place where you're like, this is a cycle. I feel like I don't want to. It feels like it's less I don't want to and more I'm realizing I'm not going to get what I need doing this. And you've had enough evidence to back it up. Because maybe also, too, you didn't want to make a call too soon. You know, you needed time to really look at something and be like, is this a pattern? Or is this just a one-time thing or whatever? Now it feels like getting to a point where you're recognizing the pattern. I feel like you were looking for something deeper and there's a surface level energy, and even though you can enjoy it on the surface, in a deeper way, it's like it can't go to that depth. And that's what's being recognized here. Because Knight of Wands, I'm not seeing it as being an energy that isn't fun. I'm seeing it be fun for you. I'm seeing it be enjoyable. It can be like exciting or interesting or like something that you connect with on the surface. But you can feel like that deeper like craving, that deeper need that you have, it's not meeting you there. And so maybe that's even going to give you context of, like, maybe I can even keep this in my life, but I'm going to stop looking at it to be something more than what it is. And maybe that's also something really important here that's being realized too. Because the Eight of Cups doesn't have to be like, do I stay, do I go, do I not, do I whatever. It's more giving you context of every time I have the expectation that this is going to be a certain thing, it's not that thing, it's something else. And it now can be a time when you recognize that. Like the difference between expectation versus what plays out. And something has happened enough at this time that you're knowing that. So you're going to stop looking to get something from... You're going to stop looking to the Knight of Wands to get something deeper when that's not the energy that it presents with. And it will not give that to you. And then you get to do what you deem as being appropriate. For some of you, you can be like, I don't want this person in my life anymore, or like I'm not going to be taking them seriously like that anymore. It can be like your own behavior. Like every time I do that, like I'm doing it with the intention of finding something deeper, and then it's not there, and so I'm not going to be doing that anymore. It just feels like it's going to allow this energy to be channeled into something that can feel more fulfilling for you. It can feel more satisfying. So that's what's going on. More than anything, I feel like the deepest realization here is that in my head, before I really thought about it and before I really witnessed what was going on and looked around and paid attention, in my head, there was always this expectation that this would bring something that met a need that I had. I'm recognizing that time and time again, that's not what's happening. And so I need to put that into the right place. So there's this understanding. And I think too that it's also like allowing you, there's this thing that you want that you had been sort of like dedicating this thing in your life for being able to deliver that, but it's not. And so it's going to like properly allow you to see that for what it is. And then when it comes to you being able to connect with what you want on a deeper level, your energy is not going to be tied to that thing anymore, so you can actually invest it in what you want, so you can actually connect with what you're looking for on a deeper level. So that's what's happening. And that is where there's like a wisdom that you're gaining emotionally, but it's more than just emotion. It's like energetically and spiritually, there's that part of you, and then there's the cognitive side of you, and those things are coming together where I'm not just only like witnessing what's going on, but it has context for my life and the types of experiences that I want to have, especially in the future. Because this may be something where like it's not going to immediately like bring in what you want, but it's going to be able to set you on the path to be able to experience that. And so that's going to be like a next investment of yours that you're going to be giving your energy to. So yeah, if you have anything that's going on that you're recognizing, and it doesn't just have to be one area of your life. Some of you it can be one, some of you it can be others. If there's some area of your life or areas of your life that when you really think about it, you're like, I always want it to be this, but then it isn't actually. It's going to be a time where you're just recognizing those things. That's all that needs to be done. So during the month of September, it feels like there's going to be an analysis of, or even just now this being in the front of your brain, I'm going to keep track every time this happens so I can see the pattern. So I can properly see the potential of energy and also what the potential is and what the potential is not. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.